Day 2 of painting. It all dried nicely overnight and it didn't rain and there wasn't any dew or moisture this morning. So back at it. The whole point of having screws or bolts to put things together is that they can or should be easy to take back apart. And to paint the verticals, I unscrewed them, turned them over, and getting that painted. The base got its second coat. It's drying now. I'll go back over anything that looks like it needs more because this is going to get the most abuse of everything. So I want to make sure this is really well protected with the paint as much as possible. I got the verticals back in and I added a little piece of scrap 2x2 short piece on both sides where I could have put one of these verticals in there, but I went ahead and wanted to make sure that I don't think air's going to catch, but I had these images in my mind and I thought, okay, I'll just do that and just not worry about that scenario playing in my head. This is the paint I've been using and I just ran out and I just wanted to share. This is a Barn and Fence that I got at Lowe's. It's oil based and I've done, you know, I've done a lot of painting in the past. I've done oil, I've done water base. If I do a water base, I'll spend a little bit more on the paint brushes and rollers. If I do oil, I'm throwing the stuff away. I'm not dealing with paint thinners and all the other stuff that you may need to wash the brushes or get it off yourself. I'll just scrub. The clothes I wear, they're either going to be tossed or like in what I'm wearing now, it'll get washed and I'll use it again next time I paint because I'll be painting some more because I'm not done. This is the underside of the roof for my camp wagon. The other side got 2 coats and one coat just it just gets splotchy. Let me show you. This is one coat of the Barn and Fence paint, and some places it came in nice and thick and other places it just got brushed off. That could be partially with using the cheap paintbrush, and you may get better coverage if I'd done a roller or something like that, but this is the cheapest and fastest way I can do this, and it means a second coat. But I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and I won't be able to make a run to Lowe's to get more paint for a while, so I'm going to assemble this as soon as it's dry. Well, the other side, the inside interior paint is mostly dry. I didn't wait long enough, so I got more paint on myself. But I'm now putting in supports and clamps and any sort of little gadgets that helps to hold things because you don't have a third hand. Really helps. I'm pre-drilling and then screwing in what I need to. I wanted to stick to 2x2s. Like I said, I needed to keep this light as possible, but I needed this wide enough to where I can come out and screw into the 2x4 that runs across here, and it doesn't reach to do the other end, but I'm going to screw from underneath and just lift the trailer up and do that. I mean, you know, let it tilt back. And putting the tops, and then I'm going to attach the verticals. So I'll get those put in too. The thing though, playing around with the bike design, it did not work what I was hoping to do. I'm going to have to do something else, and I think I've got that worked out. But no matter what I do, I'm going to need the sides up. I think that'll make a big difference on stability for holding bikes in place. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit more difficult to remove. I was hoping to have it to where I can just take those out. I still can, but it's just going to be a little bit, just a few more screws and, a little bit more steps. But I'm liking what I'm doing so far. So I cut some more 2x2s for the roof. And I'm going to go ahead and do the camp wagon first. And so to make this lighter, and I actually measured instead of eyeball stuff. But what was funny is 3 of the screws I had to move, and I don't know if you were picking it up, but this has that star bit. I think there's a different name for it, torque or something. But this is a star bit, and this is a regular Phillips head. The Phillips heads are the short screws that's basically holding the plywood to the structure. These long screws are actually structural, or what I'm thinking is structural. And this is not in this piece yet. It's let's see, it's wedged in there pretty tight, and that, whoops, all right. There we go. So if we need to take the these off to put bikes in there or something else, but I wanted to make sure that the plywood had more support than the 2 and 1 in the middle, because even though we're not going to put anything heavy on there, I just don't want to risk that. And I'll use the short Phillips head screws to put the roof on top after I do the corners and the front and back. I hadn't done the front and back yet because the paint's much wetter on them. So I pre-drilled from underneath the frame. There's 4 holes. I already got screws underneath, waiting for another 2x2 to go across the bottom there. So I put that on there the other way. That corner was up here, and I was having difficulty lining it up. It wasn't working, and it looked like it was short on one end. It was just weird. So I just went ahead and flipped it, because it's warped. It's not exactly, straight, and even with me pushing in the center, this gave me a little bit of problems, but nothing compared to the way the other way went. So I just screwed it over there, used those scrap pieces to kind of hold it up. It wasn't quite high enough, but it was close enough to where I could grip it and push it. So I did that screw, and then I did that screw, and then I had to kind of push the board, pull it up on this corner before I screwed in that middle one, and now everything's kind of lined up with where it should have been. So I just want to share this little thing that I did. It just playing with stuff, trying to make things work. Okay, front panel is in, and the top 2x2 up here has support screws on coming in from the sides, on both sides. Remove that, and still have to unscrew all those on the sides and the bottom to remove the front panel, but the 2x2 at the top will stay with that. So that gives me the 5 that's up there, and I'll probably do one on the other end for the roof, but I'm going to test the roof piece first. Of course, it does not fit. It's the same as the floor piece down below that fits between the boards, but somewhere I must have tightened it too much in the middle. Nope. That's going to have to go and get cut. Just shave off of there.